And welcome back to Who Would Win. And today's Who Would Win comes to us from Pedro Bedra? If I'm getting the last name wrong, I apologize. Who asked the question, who would win a fight? Gru from the Despicable Me movies versus Megamind from Megamind. This is a little bit of an interesting matchup just because they're both animated movies, obviously. And there is a similarity between the characters. They're both villains who turn out to not really be villains in the end. With Megamind, I'll admit I actually never watched the movie Megamind, though. But I have their information up here right now. Megamind is probably the smarter of the two, only because he's been able to create giant mechanized monsters, flight, jet boots, things along those kinds. So his display of tech is probably higher than what Gru has displayed. But Gru has had more success as a villain. Just due to the fact that he's lost before, obviously. He's actually he comes from a long lineage of villains. He actually has done fairly well ultimately when you break it down. When we meet him in Minions as a kid, he stole the crown from what was it? Oh, Scarlet Overkill. So that's pretty successful, and that's just as a kid. He hasn't succeeded in all his missions, like stealing the moon and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure he didn't succeed in that. It's been a long time since I watched any of the real Despicable movies. Sorry, I just got back from work and my heel is really hurting. Anyway, so he's actually got a much better track record of success than Megamind had. He also has quite a few different rushes. He has freeze ray, shooting ray, fart. He has a fart gun. When was this one introduced? Fart gun was created. Looks like a metallic rifle with a canister on top holding blue liquid and an object like a shower head attached to it. Apparently they do show up in all of them. Basically, it's a noxious gas kind of gun, which is fine. Lipstick taser, because his wife had that. Laser gun, just a standard laser gun. Rocket launcher, jelly gun? Which one's that in? Jelly gun! Jelly gun is in Despicable Me too. To fire globs of Gru's awful-tasting jelly, which has a special antidote and mixed in it so it would turn evil minions back normal. So this basically just shoots jelly, like edible jelly. So this means nothing in terms of an actual weapon. Inflation gun, not harmful, just inflates things. And big blaster cannon, which I'm guessing is a big blaster cannon. Again, bear with me, I haven't watched these in years. Oh yeah, the big blaster cannon. I remember that thing from the first movie, which is basically like this, fires the 7, basically like fire guns, or fireballs. It's able to fit in his pocket though, yet when activated grew to his size and shot fireballs that blew the game up. So yeah, that's actually a pretty destructive little weapon right there. Gru's got a lot. Plus, he has a couple of vehicles as well. He has an airship, a Gru-mobile, rocket, motorcycle, and a flying scooter. But if I were to say who wins in this fight, let's break it down. Megamind's still a villain, mind you, wreaking havoc. And what was the name of that guy? Metro Man? The hero? Metro Man. What a dick. Which, yeah, he kind of was, wasn't he? I haven't actually watched Megamind, but the bits I've seen, yeah, he kind of was a bit of a dick, even as a kid, wasn't he? So, anyway, I digress. So, he's wreaking havoc, and Metro Man's gone, so, Gru's he's like, I don't think so, lipstick taser! Like, thank you, honey! Just short circuits one of his robots. I see, though. Maybe you should try some of this. And Gru's actually pretty acrobatic. So he's like, I don't think so. Please wait. Just starts freezing them. And, now he doesn't have anything, as far as I can tell, they could take down a giant robot in terms of just his regular arsenal. But I imagine he could take it down bit by bit, use some of his tech to, use his airship, for example, to ultimately, Sorry, I got things in my pocket. I don't want to fall on the couch. To ultimately get up close, knock down Megamind. Megamind and him could try to duke it out, but the problem is, if he gets in a close quarters combat with Megamind, Megamind is not a hand-to-hand fighter. Megamind, that I do know about him. He's a pretty scrawny dude with a giant brain. Genius level intellect. And like I said, I think he's the smarter of the two. But Gru's the more capable in terms of legitimate fight with just his what tech he has and just his physical capabilities. So, yeah, I have to go with Gru, A, because he's just a more capable fighter when you really break it down, and B, he's just had more actual combat experience, more experience fighting than, like, legitimately than Megamind has. So I do have to probably lean towards Gru on that. Not to say that Megamind couldn't win. Megamind, we've seen him develop giant robots and things along those lines. It's not nowhere near impossible for him to win, but ultimately I'm going to have to say Gru's going to win. I'm going to give him about a 70% chance of winning in that fight. He just has more overall experience, as he's been doing it longer, too. As far as we can tell, he's around in his 50s, like just early 50s. So he's been doing this, and he's been doing this since he was a little kid. As far as you know, Megamind wasn't... do we actually... Yeah, hold on. Do we actually have an age on how old Megamind actually is? Let's see here. No, age is unknown, but he was a little kid. He's got to be the same age as Metro Man. Do we have an age on Metro Man? And he looks like he's in his 40s at least. I don't have an age on him, but he's got some gray in his hair right there, so he's got to be probably in his early 40s, maybe mid 40s. I doubt he'd be in his late 30s. He's probably somewhere in his 40s. But that also means that Gru has been doing this longer than Megamind has, because Megamind raises a kid just learning about, his view on life at that point, then trying to go to a public school and just, screw it and becomes a villain later on in life. But Gru's been doing what he's been doing much longer with more success than Megamind has. So ultimately, yeah, I gotta go more with Gru on that. I do. Gru's just showing himself more competent, more capable. But ultimately, what do you think? Do you think it is Megamind, or do you think it is Gru? Let me know in the comments below, and tell me your thoughts. But thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. As always, you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point. Ideas for who would win, Star Wars, Super Magic, what if, anything I can do on the channel, put it in the comments below as well. I'll get to that at some point. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.